Hello, welcome to week 5, everyone. It's just Dr. Gwen again. I just wanted to just go over a few reminders with you because this week is actually a very unique week for us. There's no assignments due. There's no Blackboard that you need to turn in for this week. So this is a great week for you to kind of take a little breather. But I also want to remind you that this week is also a great time for you to potentially contact the school counselor that many of you all identified last week, and maybe get started with their interview or send them the questions so that they can take their time to answer those if you're not able to see them in person or to schedule that meeting. This is also a great time for you to start to find your school counselor article that you would like to review. And I'm going to show you 2 great websites that you can find peer-reviewed evidence-based articles for that. This is also a great time for you to maybe do your Harvard implicit bias test. With these tests, you'll just write a reflection, but you will need to just do a screenshot of the completed test or just to show proof that you did complete the test, whether you do the race, skin tone, sexuality, whichever test you decide to do. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to share my screen just so that we can, just so that I can give you a little bit more support as far as what you need to do. First of all, I also just want to just remind you of the announcement that I posted back in September 14th. And this is just where I listed some really great resources and reminders. Please make sure that you have your skill setter information ready and set up because you will need to do that before week 9. Also, it's very important that you make sure that you set up your Padlet correctly. I think most of you all did. And if you didn't, I reached out to you just to make sure that you check that browser link. Also, it's important for you just to make sure that you are familiar with the Padlet. I just thank Dr. Test again for giving you all such great instructions for that. So if you haven't had a chance to review that video with Dr. Test, please do so. And that way you can get your Padlet set up correctly. Also, just a reminder that here's my lesson plan template for you, just if you're going to use this time to catch up and work ahead. You do not need to rewrite a lesson plan. You just need to put it in the particular template that we provided. And then here's the information about the Harvard implicit bias test so that you can make sure that you're doing that. One thing I want to point out that you can definitely do this week is to find the school counselor article. You will need to find a peer review article that's no less than 5 years old that shows the effectiveness of school counselors in the development of comprehensive school counseling programs. I just want to put out here right now is that please make sure you are selecting an article that's based in the United States. Every single term, I'll have a student, especially students in our clinical mental health program, they'll find articles that are international. And whereas these articles are great because school counseling programs exist all across the world, those particular articles that are based off of schools in other countries, they do not implement the American School Counselor Association program. So they're not implementing ASCA national model techniques unless they're a U.S. school that's based in another country, or maybe they're a school that's seeking the national model recognition in another country. So please make sure that your article, it is based in the United States. If you found one that's a school based in Australia or China or New Zealand, that's great. Please read it and keep it in your toolbox. But for the purpose of this assignment, I would prefer for you to find an article that's based on a school in the United States. And one place that you can find a great article that's based in the United States is the Journal of School Counseling, which is jsc.montana.edu. And you'll see here that we have articles from this particular database that goes all the way back to 2003. But I just want you to primarily focus on articles that's within really 2019 to 2021. So what you're going to do is you're just going to click on this link here. And I like that they have them based on years. So let's just click on 2021. And you'll just find an article, whichever one piques your interest, about school counseling and the effectiveness of comprehensive school counseling programs. I would say, now this is a particular article that's based out of Canada in Montreal. So this one's a little bit different too, but they are implementing some of the ASCA school model, ASCA national model components in this particular school. So that's just a a little side note there. But any of these articles will work well. This is a free database, so you don't have to pay for anything. You'll just click on the article and here it comes. What you'll need to do is you'll need to obviously save the particular article to your computer that you decide to use, and then you'll need to upload it into your Padlet. So I'm just going to go to one of the sample Padlets that I shared with you. And you'll see that this particular student, Heather, she uploaded her peer article review in her assets section. And then you'll upload your reflection. The reflection should be 1 to 2 pages. Just make sure that it is in proper APA format. You don't need a cover page, but you will need to make sure that you cite those references. Another great resource is the Professional School Counselor Journal. Now, I am a member of ASCA. You can also access the PSC journal through our database at Walden University. But if you go to ASCA, if you're a member, and there's some really great student member rates. So I do encourage you to join if you are able to, but you don't have to join. You don't need to pay for anything for this particular class. And then you'll find really great articles here as well that involve comprehensive school counseling programs and also the use of the ASCA National Model. Just a reminder of the Harvard Implicit Bias website here. So you'll just go on here, click the proceed, and then you just find one of the tests here, the exams that you want to take, and then you'll just take that and just do a screenshot when you've completed that particular test. Let's see here. Let me just go back to see if I'm missing anything. I don't want to make this video too long. Once again, make sure that you have access to my lesson plan template. And if you need help or support finding lesson plans, please reach out to me. Your lesson plans can involve grades K through 12. So, sorry, computer is a little, my Word is not compatible with my computer, so I apologize for that coming up there. So just make sure that what you are able to access, make sure that you're able to find a school counseling lesson plan or template. And if you can't find one, you can always reach out to me and I can help find that for you. But for this week, you'll see that here's just some resources. And then you're just basically getting your Padlet together and you're getting everything together with your resources. And then you're going to start to move into week 6 and 7 and 8. And then we're going to cruise on out here as we finish this term. Once again, I will be hosting virtual office hours next week so that I can make sure I give everyone plenty of time so that you can ask me any questions. If you're still trying to find a school counselor, you can reach out to me. Please do so before then. But I will be hosting virtual office hours again next week. So just look for that Zoom link and Zoom information to come out this week as well. So I try to cram everything in there, but I hope that you enjoy this week. Please take this week to review any of your work, get your school counselor lined up, find that peer review article, do your Harvard Implicit Bias test, set up your Padlet a little bit more if you want to, so that when we have the virtual office hours and you're able to attend, you're ready to come with questions and anything that I might not have answered in these past few weeks. But thank you all so much for just being such a great class. I've enjoyed getting to know you over these past few weeks, and I am looking forward to continuing to work with you over the next few weeks. So thank you, everyone. See you online.